Good morning and welcome to Chartbusters. That's the management of Biocon addressing the media. Let's cut across.
I'd like to share with you a very strong performance by the Biocon group this quarter, especially with reference to quality of earnings. We have grown in terms of this quarter at a bottom line of 13% to 103 crores. Our top line has grown by 10% from 779 crores last fiscal to 857 crores this fiscal. In terms of PAT margins, it is at 12%. EBITDA has grown significantly. It has grown 23% from 170 crores to 209 crores. When it comes to Syngene's contribution to Biocon numbers, we have recognized 270 crores at the top line, which is a 23% year-on-year growth, and at a bottom line it is 45 crores. So you can see that Biocon's numbers, excluding Syngene's numbers, have grown significantly. EBITDA itself has grown significantly by 27% year-on-year. We have actually realized a much better quality of earnings this quarter, largely propelled by sales of our immunosuppressants and insulins and biosimilars in various emerging markets. It has also been propelled by very strong licensing income, where we have actually licensed a large number of our biosimilar programs in various key emerging markets. And I think what is important for me to highlight this quarter is the fact that 4 of our key biosimilar programs are coming to the finishing line, and we expect to file all these 4 biosimilars in US and European with the US and European regulators during this calendar year. This is a very important inflection point for Biocon, given these very, very interesting and exciting developments. So overall, I would say that we have had a very, very strong and encouraging quarter. This is on the back of very high spends in R&D. R&D spends have gone up by 45% this quarter to about 68 crores. And if you look at our tax that we have incurred this quarter, it is also significantly up by almost 14 crores. So I think if you look at this performance that you should look at in terms of biopharma sales, we have actually had a very strong performance this quarter. And the R&D spends, the increased R&D spends, of course, reflect very strongly on our rapidly developing clinical endpoints for our key biosimilar programs, which really sets us up for these regulatory filings, which are going to be very key to Biocon's early mover play in the biosimilars market when the markets are then available to us. The addressable biosimilars market of just these 4 programs is $30 billion. And as I mentioned, Biocon is one of the amongst the first wave of entrants into the biosimilars market, and along with our partners Mylan, we believe that we will be considered amongst dominant players in the biosimilars marketplace. So with that, I think it's a very, very interesting time for Biocon. It's a very exciting time for Biocon. We also have basically mentioned that 2 of our novel programs are also looking very good. Our insulin Tregopil or oral insulin program has provided us with very, very important positive readouts. And this particular program will now be advanced by Biocon in the clinic through a larger clinical set of trials, which will validate these early findings, which will make it then a very, very important and valuable asset for Biocon, where we will look at various options on how to develop this product for commercialization. In terms of itolizumab, Again, this is a product that has given us very good safety and efficacy data in the marketplace in psoriasis. But what we believe is that in terms of being an autoimmune molecule, the infusion presentation of this particular drug is not conducive to expanding market share. We believe that we do need a sub-Q formulation and a sub-Q presentation to make a bigger market play of this particular program. So we have just initiated very key trials for a sub-Q formulation of itolizumab in Australia. And once these trials are concluded, we believe that this will then open up new opportunities both for market expansion in psoriasis in India and other possible markets, but also then to develop this product in other key autoimmune indications in terms of our global aspirations for this market, for this product. I would also say that in general, the only segment that has had very muted performance is our branded formulations business. Branded formulations crossed the 100 crore per quarter mark, but this is something that needs to be ramped up significantly, and we believe that the product rationalization that we have already undertaken for this particular branded formulations division will now be basically leveraged to really propel growth in the coming quarters. Having said that, we have seen our anchor products, the Insugen, Basalog, and Canmab do extremely well in the marketplace. But going forward, I think we would like to really focus on the commercial strategies to really leverage what we have done in terms of product rationalization, so that we are on track to meet our goal of to align ourselves with the goal of the $1 billion target in FY19. So.
Okay, Biocon has recovered over 1.5% on track to meet the company's FY18 revenue target. And they've also indicated that despite an R&D spends going up by 45%, they managed to improve their margins by close to about 200 basis points. By the way, keep your eye on the market. The short covering bounce